So, Adam, Raleigh, North Carolina, what's your favorite part about it and why do you live there?
I've moved up here. What was it? It was like '06. I grew up in Florida. Um, like lived in Bradenton, so like 45 minutes from Tampa. Um, and we moved up here because my dad got a job and essentially never left. Right. First time I ever saw snow was when I moved up here. I was like 16, and so like having seasons is cool. And then I met my wife in high school. Like we started dating all through college, then got married, and it's just a great place to live. Raleigh's like 2 hours to the beach, 2 hours to the mountains, ton of industry here, and then now being in real estate, like we're pretty well insulated compared to most of the country as far as like values and stuff. So we really haven't seen much dip ever since the craziness with all the interest rates and stuff. And so, great place to invest and great place to raise a family. I got 3 kids now, and so I don't have any goals of moving out of here anytime soon.
That brings me kind of my first question, man. How do you balance it all? You know, you got the coffee shop
Yeah.
there, you got real estate investing, 3 kids. I know Paul has one, Jason has some. Jason, I
Yeah.
forget. I'm be honest, I know you have one. There we go. I remember now.
Jason got a
So
daughter. Yeah.
I don't have any
Yeah.
yet. So I'm just curious, like, how does that all work, man?
Yeah,
That's
dude, it's
incredible.
it's hectic. I mean, owning a coffee shop helps because it's just a steady stream of coffee, so I don't sleep a lot.
I love
But
that.
yeah, I mean, I live and die by my calendar, right? Like kind of what Pace has been talking about. So recently, it reigns true because if it's
Yeah.
not scheduled, it doesn't get done. Life continues to life, and if I don't make an effort to put something on my calendar, it's gonna get missed. Just there's too many things going on. Um, and my brain's going a million miles an hour anyways. My calendar kind of keeps me on the rails to get things done and stay efficient.
Perfect, man. I love that. I'm trying to do the same thing. So I couldn't even imagine having to balance 3 kids. So it's very impressive. It's very,
I
very
appreciate
impressive.
it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, I've got an awesome wife at home. She does a lot. She homeschools our oldest. He's 6, and she's perfect homeschool mom. Thrives in that role, and so that helps a lot. But we've got a good balance in place, and we've kind of negotiated things because I still have a day job as well, and so for now. And so Mondays are like my craziness days. Like you and the kids are not going to see me. I'm going to work from 7 to 3:30 and from 3:31 until like 2 in the morning. I'm just running full bore, getting a week's worth of activity done in a day. Because I have to, because otherwise I'm going to get home late. I'm not going to see the kids. And that's like the number one priority for me, right? That's why a lot of us get into this space is we want to buy our time back to spend with our families. And so, um, I could easily be out until 8 p.m. working on stuff, grinding, but then I'm never going to see my family, right? And these, just looking from my youngest is 2, my oldest is 6, and like, dude, time flies. Like all the cliches are so true, and it's like I don't want to miss a second of time with them if I can help it, right? And so I would rather stay up super late, not sleep a lot, and just grind for these years as we're building this empire, and but still get to spend that short amount of time that they're going to be in the house with us, um, and build those memories. So
It's
That is
incredible.
so true. It goes by so quick. Believe me, she 17 and like I said, she and senior, she'll be gone in a few months, bro. Now I don't know. That's why I'm I'm diving into this so much
yeah,
because we oh my god, I'm gonna miss her so much. I just well you'll understand really
bro,
soon,
I'm
man.
already like dreading it. And
Right.
it's like I've still got 12 years for my oldest one, but it's like I look at my youngest, I look at my oldest, I was like, that was like 2 weeks ago you were this age. Like it's crazy. And
Yes.
it's like people say like when you leave for a few days and you come back and it's like they got taller. Like it's
Yeah.
true. Like
It's a fact.
straight up, it's so crazy.
Right. That's a fact. So if I gotta ask, so the coffee shop.
Yeah.
So how did you come into it? Did it a substitute deal? Your
Man, I
passion to
wish it was a
grow?
sub two deal. No, so I've always loved specialty coffee. I've like fell in love with coffee when I was like 16. Like was a junior, senior in high school. Went to like the first kind of third wave shop, luxury shop in Raleigh. Had my first like really good latte, and I was like, holy crap, dude, this is the freaking best. And just like the vibes of shops, like the community aspect, I was like, it was always a goal of mine, like bucket list item to like, I would love to own a shop one day, be that kind of hub where people come and work and hang out. have those regulars that are coming in, getting the same thing every single day. Because I was that guy, right? I had a photography business for many years, and I built the entire business sitting at a bar in a coffee shop, right? Met all the people and stuff, and it's just like having that space and kind of being a pillar in the community was like huge, but I never thought it'd be right now. This opportunity just fell into my lap. That a buddy of mine, he's actually one of my neighbors. We were serving at a church together. He does creative. I was playing music there. I was a contract musician at the church, and we were both super coffee nerds. And so we were doing a game night, got our wives together. We were playing games, and he had got some like crazy fancy coffee in. And he's like, bro, you got to try this coffee. I was like, of course. Yeah, let's go. And so we were talking about, I was like, dude, wouldn't it be so sick to own a shop? And I was like, yes, that's like on my list of things. But I've got the flips we're doing, we're wholesaling and stuff like that. Like that's later down the line. And we chatted for a while, but it was just like fun banter, right? And then we went back to games, went home, whatever. And so like 3 or 4 months later, he calls me, and like we're buddies, but we're not hanging out all the time, right? And we're busy. He's doing his thing. He's building a media agency, doing all kinds of stuff. I'm flipping houses. And so he calls me up. He's like, yo, remember that conversation we had about opening a coffee shop? I was like, yes. And he's like, well, do you want to do it? And I was like, what do you mean? And so he was doing some content stuff for a brewery that's local to us here. And they exploded during COVID. Like we're hitting year 7 projections in the first year, like killing it. And their background was in commercial banking. So the guy's whole plan was like, I want to buy up the town. I want to own all these buildings down near the brewery. And so he bought like 2 or 3 on this strip, and he basically wanted to handpick his tenants. And so Kenneth, my partner, was chatting about coffee all the time. He's like, hey, we got this building here. We're closing in like a couple weeks. Do you guys want to do the coffee shop there? And I was like, okay, sure. And so like, let's work it out. And so, I mean, there's definitely been some headaches along the way. We kind of got railed with our lease. Like it's rough. We put a lot more money into it than normal tenant should for a build out. And I can't count how many hours I spent in here swinging a hammer. Built the bar out myself, removed probably 600 100-year-old boards from the ceiling. Like it was gnarly. Jackhammered the walls, but it was blood, sweat, and tears. And it's really cool to see it now be a shop, right? And we're already getting like recognition locally, top 5 shops in the area. We've only been open for 8 months, and a lot of these shops have been around 10, 15 years. And so, I mean, the validation is there. The cash flow is not, but I was never getting into it to make money, right? It's more of a passion project, and I've kind of turned it into a funnel for our real estate because I hold a monthly meetup here.
Yeah.
I'm our chamber member, so I get to meet other business owners, turn them into private money lenders because they don't know what to do with all their money. And so it's been great. It's been a catalyst to build up our real estate, and that's where we're going to make our real money anyways. But then to check that kind of bucket list item to say I own a shop.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean that's absolutely perfect. I mean you easily killing, man, more than 5 birds. That's 100 birds with the 3 council.
Yeah, something like that, right? Yeah.
That's awesome.
Appreciate it.
I love the passion. I can really feel it when you speak about it. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like you almost exude confidence. You're radiating happiness, and that's kind of. I feel like if I could get a cup of that every day, I would be in like the best mood ever.
Absolutely, brother. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So, Adam, you're obviously somebody who's very passionate about all things real estate, coffee, private money lending. It sounds like you got a lot going on. I want to know if you were able to go back and talk to your younger self, what would you say to that person?
Yeah. Biggest thing would just be take the action, right? Like you can learn so much from books and podcasts and all this stuff because I did that, right? I spent so much time in that analysis paralysis, but you're never really going to learn until the rubber meets the road, right? Like that well, I can't remember the name of the book, but it's like you can't learn to ride a bike in a seminar, right? You got to get out there and skin your knee. And I took too long to do that. And I think in tandem with that is finding somebody that's doing the thing and attaching yourself to them. Like mentorship is huge. Being in the rooms, obviously we're all in Owners Club and Sub 2, all the things, right? My biggest regret is not doing that sooner. It was more, I don't know if it was a pride thing or if it was just like a more of a scarcity mindset. Like what value do I have to bring to the table? I need to just go and take my licks myself. but I could have shortened my timeline in half or more if I would have just joined on somebody's team or got into a community of go-givers like where we're at now to push myself further.
Yeah, that's great, man. I really love that. I know you're a Gator, right, as well, which is fantastic. But one thing I want to touch on, and he just joined us too, was I'm a big fan of that podcast you guys did early on. Like the stuff you
Thanks,
guys
dude.
talked about was really, really good. And one thing I really know about you is your first deal, which is fantastic. 3,500, and then that just snowballed, and then now you're like at really, really cool milestones that
Yeah.
like you're out doing luxury flips now and owning multiple businesses. So just I want to hear a little bit more about that. Like what inspired you to get into real estate, man?
Yeah. So for me, it was my kids, right? Like buying that time back because just being a W-2 employee, right? We're just a number on a spreadsheet. And especially these days, like loyalty means nothing in the corporate world. And so like if layoffs are coming, I'm the lowest one on the totem pole. And I'm gone, right? And so like I don't want to be beholden to this company while I'm helping them make millions and we get a pizza party at the end of the year, right? For all the time that we put in. And it's just like I would rather work 100 hours for myself than 40 hours for some giant corporate entity, right? And it's like, how do I do that? And in tandem, how do I build the life that my family deserves, right? And so just chasing after every side hustle under the sun. Like I mentioned earlier, I was a professional photographer for many years, did weddings, did engagements, did real estate photography. And that's kind of where I got the first bug to like get into flipping houses. I just didn't know how. And my mindset wasn't right at the time. Couldn't even buy my own house at that point. We were still renting. I was like, how can I buy an investment property? Like, I don't got the cash. I don't know where these dudes find these houses. And just put it on a back burner. But it was like this existential crisis at 2 a.m. My daughter, my second, she was like 2 or 3 months old, and I'm just sitting on my couch, and I'm like, dude, what am I gonna do to be able to get to that next step, right? Like to provide that life that my family deserves, buy my time back, and have like a legacy to leave them, right? Yeah, we own our house now, cool, but I got 3 kids now. I can't cut the house into thirds, right? And
Right,
so,
right.
and more so just like outside of the money stuff, it's just like how can I train their mind to know that all this stuff is possible, right? And so just chasing after side hustle, putting in the work, but nothing really hit until our guy Jerry Norton came along on YouTube and kind of blew my brain on what was possible. And so took the red pill and just been chasing after it ever since.
Oh yeah, YouTube U. I know. Well, that's where we ran into Jamil and Pace, and it snowballed for us too, man. I
For
love it.
sure.
But Mando, get on in here, brother. It's good
No,
to see you.
Oh,
what's
man,
up, brother? What's up, Rick Boy? What's up, Adam?
What's up, bro?
Chilling, chilling. This so true. The life of a go-getter, of an entrepreneur. Those failures, right? Just to be able to go through those experiences. I I heard something 50 Cent said. It was an audio. Maybe it was AI, but he said Alexander Graham Bell, that's the guy with the light, right? That invented the light. And he patented he has over 1,000 patents, right?
Edison.
Thomas Edison. And the one that hit was the light, right? So
Right.
that's kind of the life, we take, so it takes a lot of courage, right? First of all, it takes a lot of courage. You have to have a reason, like you said, your family, to guide you to just that you'll be able to climb those depths or even those failures, right? And I just want to expound on that, like the spirit of an entrepreneur, right? Like you said it. How do I set? What do I do? Like, how do I get there? How do those dots start connecting, right?
Right.
That you can then see a vision, right? Can you go through that experience, those feelings, like, man, those nights that you were like, damn, what do I do? And what made you not, quit? Let's say, obviously we know, but
Right.
what made you sustain through all that?
Yeah.